Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, December 6th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I listen to the wisdom voice of this moment. And today, this moment is very important as we have some interesting astro connections going on. So we have Mercury Conjunct Saturn today, 28 degrees. We talked a little bit about that yesterday, and this is the second pass of this. So, we're getting a little familiar with this energy. Yesterday I spoke about not masking your level of consciousness, not trying to be more conscious than you are, because when you're pretending, then you're just not getting the lessons that the universe wants you to get in this now moment. There's no need to put on a mask when it comes to your consciousness, because really you're hurting yourself, and it really never is going to impress the universe or fake out the universe, and I made my comparisons yesterday, so you can go check that out if you want to dive deeper into that. But today, interestingly, we have some other planetary energies feeding into this conjunction. So we have, like I said, Mercury conjunct Saturn, 28 degrees. We have the moon in Cancer. The moon in Cancer is going to be in conjunct this energy. So that in conjunct brings something that's a little bit uncomfortable. Moon in Cancer does not like to be out of its comfort zone, but that thing that may be uncomfortable may be standing in your truth of this moment and being okay with that. So tune into that. Tune into that within yourself and okay, if there's any of these feelings of discomfort, am I uncomfortable being who I am in this moment? And how can I step into that responsibility of this moment being okay, this is who I am, this is where I'm meant to be, all is well. We also have Mars finishing up in Libra. Mars is connecting to the moon. There's that uncomfortable energy. It's a square. There's some resistance. And we also have Mars sextiling both Mercury and Saturn. A sextile is an easy connection. So I think the odd energy out is the moon in Cancer. So being that this is all 28 degrees, the degree of knowing our worth, there may be some worth stuff coming up. There may be some of those places where you are uncomfortable in your own energy, and that's why you're not telling the truth. That's why you're wearing this mask, and this is an opportunity to unmask yourself. I love the Rumi verse, Mimi paraphrasing, that is, take off the mask. Your face is glorious. Take off the mask. Your level of consciousness is beautiful. It's exactly where you are meant to be. And so that's really important to know today. So let's go through this a little bit. Mercury conjunct Saturn. Revelations may also be coming forward with this energy. Be listening. Listen to the wisdom of this moment. Listen to what is coming forward for you in this present moment. To me, this doesn't feel so much about backwards or forwards. Either way, it really is in this moment. How are you showing up? Listen in, because there are going to be some major clues for you in and through this energy. Then we have the moon in Cancer squaring Uranus. Oh, another uncomfortable situation, connection for poor little Cancer moon. So Uranus wants to stir stuff up. Uranus wants us to come into our I am vibration. Uranus wants us to liberate ourselves from those places where we're holding on to these things that are no longer true for us. So Moon in Cancer may be pressed to get a little bit out of the comfort zone in order to release these things that no longer serve your I am. Then we begin some of these 28 connections with Mercury and Mars connecting, the moon and Mars connecting, the moon connecting to Mercury and Saturn, and then Mars and Saturn connecting. Wow, this is a lot of energy that is going on. Mercury and Mars. So you may get some of that revelation coming through, some of that insight coming through, and you may want to blast off and just blast off and okay, I recognize the issue and here, I'm going to change it now. Find your balance in this. keep listening to your intuition before you take that action. There's no need to be super impulsive. Mercury is retrograde. And I get from the cards, which I'll show you in a little bit, that I feel like there's going to be even more revelations. So act appropriately, step by step. No need to jump all the way into the deep end at this time. Also realize this is Mercury retrograde. Sometimes communication gets a little woo. This connection could make you very rash with your communications. So again, keep in mind Mercury is retrograde. No need to dive into the deep end, even if you have swimmies on. Take the swimmies off and, paddle around in the lower end and be like, okay, what else is coming for me? Because these cards, like when I pulled them, I was like, wow, there's a story right there. I see it. Moon square Mars. Again, this is very interesting. This may show you where you're not taking that action because you're still stuck in comfort. But this place where you're comfortable at isn't honoring your worth. This is an opportunity for a worth breakthrough. So just notice. I think that's the thing today is like noticing. I feel like the action is going to come. I think we're going to be given a very clear sign. Maybe it'll even be astrologically this week. Some things just came through. Yeah, I think we're going to have a really clear sign when it is going to be the time to act. But right now, bide your time and notice what's going on with you. This Saturn finishing up Sagittarius thing really wants us to stand in a place of our personal truth and own it and walk that talk. So it's not so much about like diving in as it really is this moment-to-moment thing that I keep getting with Sagittarius. And then, like I said, Mars connecting to Saturn. That possibly could be that call to move according to you. Again, don't be rash about it. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to fix it all at once. Be very moment to moment. Notice the worth of this moment. Notice the worth of yourself in this moment and let your actions follow that. Now, we also have the moon then shifting into Leo. It is shifting into Leo around 12:37 p.m. Moon into Leo will connect us into heart-centered energy. It's going to take us into inner child energy. So hopefully that's going to be a good thing that can help us through some of this work, but you may have some revelations coming forward from your childhood that feed into where you still need worth work in and of yourself. And let's be fair, the worth stuff doesn't end. But you get to a place where you're like, okay, like I'm finally abiding by a level of my worth that honors me. A lot of us are somewhere like way under that point. So we want to get to the place where at least it's honoring us. Anything else that I want to say? Oh yeah, when the moon shifts like midday, sometimes before the moon shifts you can go down, you may feel a little exhausted. That actually could be good for this day because if you give yourself a little bit of downtime, those revelations may have an opportunity to come through. All right, so let's tell the story. Suppression. There is stuff that you are still carrying that is a burden to you. It needs to be put down, but we're not completely done letting it go. It is in process. The letting go is happening, but we're still carrying some of these clouds, some of these cloudy things. These things, it's kind of keeping us stuck. It's kind of keeping us isolated. But again, this is the process of releasing. In this card, you see this guy is crying the tears, releasing himself from this isolation. My feeling is with these cards in reverse, it's like it's just taking the time that it needs. It's not done, and there's still some illusions that you're living under. Some of this suppression is some of these illusions, the Beyond Illusion card in reverse. It's just not done. We have to give it the time. And so that's why I was saying, like, you don't have to dive in because I feel like through this week and beyond, there is going to be more information coming forth. There is going to be insights. There's going to be ahas. And then there's going to be those breakthrough moments that come through. So don't do it all at once. Really work on this personal journey for you. The time is now. Answering the call. I'm going to read this. You have been called. The sacred journey always starts with a call. You may feel ready and you may be uncertain and not willing, but when you receive the call, you must respond. If you have been waiting for your life to turn out, the waiting is over. Your true and authentic life is happening. If you've been hoping for a sign, this is it. Right now you've been called and a gateway is opening for communication from the spirit realms. You gotta listen. The energy of courage surrounds you. You may not know what the future brings, but you do know that it is time to move forward. The time is now. The time is now to listen and be present in this moment. And then I really like the universe has my back. When I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Connect into that to help you move through this, to help you know your worth, to help get through these energies, and to help allow the revelations that want to come through for you to come through so we can move on to this next step. So that's it for today. Book a reading if you want to dive deeper into your personal chart. There is enough love in the world for you, and the better it gets, the better it gets. Namaste.